You've heard him on radio. You've seen him on TV. The man, the myth, the legend. Ronnie O is in the house today. Future Hall of Fame inductee. Ronnie, coming up 2 weeks, you're going to be inducted into the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame with some unbelievable company. How does that feel?
Oh, I'm honored. You know, it's hard to believe that I'm going to be honored with some of the people that are going to be going in. In fact, last night on my show, we had Paul Ettinger on.
Oh, and, really?
Yeah. He was an awesome guest. We really had fun with Paul.
Yeah, great guy. Unfortunately, kicked for the Chicago Bears, but I think he gave the Packers a hard time once or twice. I have the mic there at that event, so I'm going to be roasting him a little bit. So. But yeah, great guy, and you know, you've been around for a long time. I believe 1986, you started your broadcasting career. How did you get in? How did you start?
Well, I graduated from the University of Florida with a degree in broadcasting, and the way I started my radio show was that my daughter graduated from UF, and I challenged her to go to law school. So she did. She became a judge, and so she said, "Okay, Dad, now I'm going to challenge you." I said, "You've always wanted to have a radio show, and I challenge you to do it." Well, Art Robotham decided he would let me try it, and I did, and that was 20 years ago. And my gosh, we've had Roger Staubach, John Wooden, Gino Marchetti, Andy Bean, a lot of local celebrities on. So we've had a lot of fun doing the show.
That's great stuff, and it's always entertaining. You have some great guests, believe me. I've tuned in as well. But you know, Jack, you know, you're chomping at the bit here.
Yeah. So one of the great things about the show is the local aspect. So tell us about having those coaches on and being able to help them help their teams.
You know, that's one of the most gratifying things that we've done is having local people on. You know, we've had Bill Castle on, we've had Coach Frazier on, we've had the Kathleen coaches on, a lot of local people. Chris Richard comes in the studio, just so many. Andy McGaffigan and the late Andy Bean, he was a great friend of the show.
Yeah, Andy was a great guy. His passing was untimely and certainly a shame. But you know, when you started in '86, the environment was different in '86 than it is today. What do you, in your eyes, from your eyes, what do you see that's different now? That's so much different than it was in '86.
Oh, it has to be NIL, paying players in college, and you know, the amateurism has gone away, and I hate to see that in a lot of ways. You knew it was coming, you could see it coming, and the NCAA just didn't handle that very well.
Nope.
You know, if they had paid a small amount, then you might not have what you have today, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Ron talk a little bit about a little bit off the sports subject that you have contributed to the other great love of Polk County tourism and sports marketing, agriculture, in your own special way. So tell us about your time with the Farm Bureau and helping there.
Well, it was Farm Credit.
Farm Credit.
That I worked for. Farm Bureau sells insurance. Farm Credit makes agricultural loans. And for 30 years, I did marketing, public relations, government affairs there, and I just had a ball. Farmers are some of the most resilient, honest, hardworking people on the face of the earth.
Yeah. Well, is it Reggie?
Reggie Holt.
Reggie Holt. Yeah. I remember Reggie. I don't even know if he's still involved anymore. Is he?
He's the president and CEO.
Well,
he was my boss for years, and what a great guy to work for.
He's a great guy. Yep, he is a great guy. He just couldn't say enough. But I just couldn't. I couldn't remember his last name. But real sharp. And you know, the farming industry is a little bit different than where I come from in Wisconsin. You know, I mentioned before, my brother and I have a farm up there, but. When you look at Florida agriculture, the largest cooperative business enterprise in the world at one time was Donald Duck orange juice that morphed into Florida's Natural. And that cooperative business model is something that is not unique to Florida, but it has been ingrained here as a business model and in the culture as well.
Yeah, we actually had a chance to work with them at Farm Credit, Florida's Natural, and one of the things that I did was conduct tours, and they were so gracious with their time in allowing us to conduct tours of their facilities.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so back to I'll go back to your first love, the Gators. So you have sort of a special relationship with them because it has led to your current love. So let us in a little bit on that story.
Well, I was the first president of the Polk County Gator Club back in 1984. And there was an informal Gator Club prior to that, but it really didn't have leadership. And we had the second largest Gator gathering in the state the year that I was president, trailing only Jacksonville. We had over 600 people.
Wow.
Don't tell a fire marshal.
Yeah, it depends on where you held it. Held it outdoors, But
so you're at the in Gainesville. You're at a game, and you see a young lady across the way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is a special story.
I actually met my wife at a Gator gathering. It was the Thursday night before the first game of Urban Meyer's career. And I'm walking in, there's two young ladies walking in front of me. I'm single, been single for 15 years. And I said, wow, she's cute. So I walked up and I said, you going to the game Saturday? And she said, no, I don't have any tickets. Well, I knew if I asked her out right then, her girlfriend was going to say, you can't go with him, you don't know him. So I said, well, give me your name and phone number. I might know somebody that's got tickets. So later that night I called her and I said, you know what? The guy's got the tickets, and by the way, it's me. So, 20 years later, we're married.
Snake in the grass.
It's a great story. It's a great story.
Go ahead.
We actually got married at a Gator game. She's Catholic, I'm Protestant, and we couldn't get either church. So my friend said, my son's a lawyer. He said, why don't you get married at my tailgate party? We did. And my son said, Dad, you might be a redneck if.
Jeff Foxworthy would love that one, I'm sure.
So today, still got the radio show, proud granddad, kids are all successful. Give us a little insight.
Well, as I said,
it's a good spot to be at. You can post
really
a little bit.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, I've got 4 wonderful grandsons, 17, 11, 9, and 18 months. And I love them all dearly, and they're just wonderful. My daughter is a judge in Tallahassee. My son is president of Dixie Jet and Rotor in Lakeland. And so I've been very lucky that my kids turned out so well.
Yeah, well, it starts with the parents, say all you want, but fact of the matter is, it starts with good home, good household, good values, ethics, morals, whatever you want, label you want to put on it, but that's where it starts. Well, that's pretty impressive, Ronnie, and you've been at this for a long time. It'll be 40 years next year, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. 86 to 25. So, to 26. What does the future look like for you? How long are you going to do this?
I continue to enjoy doing it. I've got a great producer in Eric Clark.
He's phenomenal.
Oh, he is.
Eric's
what
one
a
of the
great
best.
guy.
Yep.
Oh, he is.
Fantastic guy.
He is. He's amazing at what he can do, given his physical limitations. And then I have a co-host, Coach Joe. Brought him on a few years ago, and he really fills in some of the gaps in my knowledge. Mm-hmm. He knows a lot more about golf than I do, and some of the more recent things. He's a lot younger than I am. I told somebody that when the Dead Sea was just getting sick was when I was born. So.
Yeah. You're neighbors with Methuselah, so.
That's right.
That is, some of our production people, they don't even know who Methuselah is.
No, they don't.
Oldest guy that ever lived. There you are, guys. So go ahead, Jack. You're on a roll. Well, okay. I stand corrected, everybody, and it's just like it is at home, so you'll learn well.
Yeah.
You learn quickly. But, hey, Ronnie, I want to thank you. for coming on board. And more than that, I want to say congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame on June 17th. We're so excited about this year. Having you there is going to be great. Just make sure your speech is less than 5 minutes, and we'll all be we're going to all be good. Everybody's going to be happy, but it's long overdue. I'm glad to see it, and thank you so much for taking time to join us.
I can't thank you enough. Tremendous honor.